52.
And before they ate, the old man prayed, and he broke the bread, and he blessed it, and he blessed the wine, which was fresh, sweet apricot juice.
Wait a minute. Oh, wait, what was this wine? Let's read that again.
And he blessed the wine, which was fresh, sweet apricot juice.
Listen, y'all. Y'all gonna sip on that living water right quick, man. We about to touch something right quick. The ancients, right? The righteous ancients called the fruit juice wine. Not aged fruit. No. Regular fruit juice is what they called wine. Let's get a precept, though. We're going to prove it. Let's prove it. Through our precepts. Let's go. Isaiah chapter 16, verse 10. Isaiah chapter 16, verse 10. Baby, read that.
And gladness is taken away, and joy out of the plentiful field. And in the vineyards, there shall be no singing, neither shall there be shouting. The treaders shall tread out no wine in their presses. I have made their vintage shouting to cease.
Ones don't tread out fermented juice, yo. Right? When you go to the wine press, it's ones that back in the ancient time, they was mashing on the grapes, right, with their feet. When the juice came out, it wasn't coming out fermented, yo. Obviously, that wine that was being referred to was just simple grape juice, right? But you might say, oh, no, they were just calling it wine because that's what it's going to be. Okay, that's cool. You know what? Let's go to Isaiah. We'll go to Isaiah chapter 65, verse 8. Isaiah 65, verse 8. Let's read that.
Thus saith the Lord, as the new wine is found in the cluster, and one saith, destroy it not, for a blessing is in it. So will I do for my servants' sakes, that I may not destroy them all.
That's new wine in the grape cluster. Come on, yo. Once again, y'all, you can't call wine that's still in the grape. I mean, you can't call it wine, not fermented. It's grape juice. But the ancients called fresh fruit juice wine, right? Let's get another precept, a different witness other than Isaiah, right? Another respectable prophet. You hear me? Jeremiah. You know what I'm saying? Jeremiah. Let's read them. Jeremiah chapter 48, verse 33. Jeremiah 48, 33. Let's read.
And joy and gladness is taken from the plentiful field, and from the land of Moab. And I have caused wine to fail from the wine presses. None shall tread with shouting. Their shouting shall be no shouting.
He's talking about the wine press, right? He's talking about there at the wine press. Ain't going to be no wine coming from the... It takes time for grapes to turn into wine, right? How wine gets better with time, right? So if it's coming straight out the treader, the wine press, is grape juice. So Jeremiah lived in a different time than Isaiah, but the understanding was the same. I know what one's is going to say. I get it. I know what you're going to say. But Christ turned the water to wine. Yeah, we get it. We said the same thing over here. We said the same thing when we heard that. We're like, wine, come on, yo. No. In that account, it hurts, man. I know it hurt. You know what I'm saying? I told y'all last time, we know about the sipping, man. You know what I'm saying? We know about it. But look, in that account, ones was already drinking, and people usually bring out the cheaper wine. And then what they said, it was already. But I read this article, y'all, and the writer says some interesting things, right? So I'm gonna go pull that article. We're gonna just read some of that article, right? You know what I'm saying? Let's read right there. Let's read that.
Did Jesus really turn water into wine? The answer is unequivocally yes. But that is not what we generally want to know about this text. We want to know whether Jesus turned water into fermented alcoholic wine. There are several problems with taking this interpretation. First, many Christians who justify, from John chapter 2, the consumption of alcoholic beverages of today are unprepared to take this argument to its logical conclusion. If Jesus did indeed produce alcoholic wine, not only would it be morally right to drink it, it would also be morally right to produce it, sell it, serve it, and even bank a living from it. But this is further than many are prepared to go, or farther?
Further.
Okay, further than many are prepared to go, because that would absolutely and undeniably cause others to stumble. Secondly, John chapter 2 verses 6 tells us that Jesus fills 6 stone water pots, 20 to 30 gallons each, to the brim. That is 120 to 180 gallons of wine. If he truly made alcoholic wine, we're no longer in the realm of temperate consumption and social drinking. It's binge.
Boy, they getting loaded. That's a lot of gallons, yo.
Okay. Third, John chapter 2 verses 10 tells us that Jesus made this wine after they were well drunk, or had drunken freely.
So which one was it? Because, you know, we can say they was well drunk when you read it, or where they had drank a lot. You feel me? Freely. We don't know, but we assume, because how we believe what it meant, we thought it meant well drunk. Let's keep going.
Well drunk, or had drunken freely, where they would have not been able to detect poor wine had it been served afterwards. If we're to if we are to assume, as many do, that this means they were well on their way to being inebriated.
That means that they're about to be drunk. Go ahead.
Okay. Then the fact that Jesus prepared 120 to 180 gallons means that he used his first miracle to contribute further to their intoxication. In parentheses, Habakkuk chapter 2 verses 15.
We're going to read that in a second. Go ahead.
Is this consistent with the sinless nature of our Lord?
No, family. I say, boy, I never thought of that. That's a priest. Look, let's get this. We're gonna get this Habakkuk 2 and 15. I never thought about that, yo. For real, man. Like, that's his first miracle, for real, right? And he getting everybody drunk. You dig? Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 15. Baby, read that.
Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink.
Woe, man, y'all. Woe mean destruction. Come on, fam. Go ahead.
That putteth thy bottle to him, and makes him drunken also, that thou mayest look on their nakedness.
Mozart wouldn't do that. I never thought about it that way. So look, so when the righteous were talking about wine, right, they was talking about fruit juice. Through thy precepts I get understanding. Oh Lord. Like, oh man, oh Lord. Last episode, I showed y'all the fallen watcher, the one who, when one's ingest, the one that one's ingesting and digesting, when one's drank the alcohol, satawel, I think that's how you say it, satawel, fermentation. This evil watcher right here, yo, it teaches illusions. You see that? Illusions. So beer, wine, liquor, that's strong drink. And we know they can give illusions. We know that's true. Let's go back to grandmothers, though. I told y'all it's very necessary to pour up that living water before we get started on the lesson, fam, because you never know what Moses might cut on. He might cut on a light and make ones have to make a decision.